Hey guys, it's Dave at No Recipe Required, and today we're gonna follow a recipe. It's not my recipe though. We're gonna do another home chef review. I've got a Parisian Bistro bone-in chicken. Here's a couple chicken breasts we've got some carrots in here, and we're gonna do along with the carrots a little potato dauphinoise, which is essentially a potato gratin. I got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to go ahead and cook it up. This is like classic French cooking. We're going to see how easy the steps are to follow, how hard they are, what the techniques are like, and ultimately whether this thing tastes any good or not. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to prep the ingredients. We'll go through the cooking process, and we'll give you a thumbs up, thumbs down at the end. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on our Parisian bone-in, what they call it, Parisian bone-in chicken, bistro bone-in chicken. Complicated sounding meal, but what we're really doing, roast chicken with potatoes, kind of a potato gratin, and carrots, roasted carrots. It asked me to go ahead and take the potatoes here, which I just rinse off all the produce, and slice them into these little discs. I'm going like a 1/4 inch thick. It doesn't really say what thickness to slice them into, but essentially, if you think about gratin, we're going to layer these, we're going to bake it off with some cream and some cheese. I'm going to do these other potatoes in a second, but what I've got standing by here is a pot. This is what I'm going to cook them in, of just room temperature water. And we're going to boil the potatoes off in lightly salted water. To me, that's like 3 good pinches. I'm going to bring this over to the stove once I get these potatoes chopped off. Okay, these are the potatoes that we just sliced up. Again, I think it's important to start with room temperature water. That's about how thick they are. I'm going to put them over medium-high heat, bring them to a simmer, and get them just barely fork tender. Then we're going to reduce them. As this happens, let's go finish prepping our ingredients. Alright, so our potatoes are on the heat, and they're going to take about 10 minutes or so to cook. While they're cooking, next step is to mince these chives. They're not chives. I don't know if I've ever seen just four chives come packaged. I can't get off the chives. But that's all you need to do. I like to keep these little ramekins around. And then we're also going to cut up our carrots. Discard the ends. I've already peeled mine. I take 1/4 inch off both ends. And then, just the little fancy cut we're going to do here is about 1/4 inch in length, but cut on the bias like this, and you just get them to look a little bit cooler, kind of these slivers of carrots. I've got 3 carrots that came. I'm going to do all of them. I'm not going to make you watch me cut them all, but essentially what we're looking for is these long discs like this. And then once I get all the carrots done, I've got 2 chicken breasts here. They are skin on, bone in as well. I'm going to take my handy scissors. We'll cut them out of the plastic, and then just pat them dry with a paper towel. Final bit of prep. Go ahead and take the outer layer of the shallot off. Once you get it cut in half, they are sometimes tricky like that. And then you want to mince them. You can do it a couple different ways. The most cleanest way to get the most consistent dice is to go down cuts like that, maybe 5 across, then go through, and then any bits pop off like that, just hold it back, and then straight down, and you get a nice dice. Get those last bits off. But honestly, if you don't quite have the knife skills yet, go ahead and just take that outside layer off one more time. Just go ahead and give it a chop like that. Make sure you get these pieces that we just chopped, these little discs, bring them together and cut through those. Not quite as consistent, but it's going to work just fine. Alright, so my potatoes have been going kind of gently simmering for 7 or 8 minutes, and I stick a knife in and they are softened up. So I'm going to take them, I'm going to kill the heat, I'm going to strain them out on a colander, All my other ingredients are prepped. We're gonna then start coming back and we're gonna cook the chicken. All right, so this is the pot that we just did our potatoes in. It says just wipe it clean and reserve it. We're still gonna use it. Again, this is another pan. And actually I've got it on the heat. I'm just gonna move it over here so you can see a little better. We're gonna start the chicken in a pan. And I love that Home Chef is telling us to do this because we've got skin on chicken breast here. And I think the only way we're going to get a really crispy skin without overcooking the chicken is to start it in a pan like this on top of the stove. This is actually a pan that could go into the oven, so I think we're going to transfer it to a baking dish. I think we could skip that step if we wanted to. I've got our chicken breast that I've patted dry and then seasoned with salt and pepper. Skin side, this is the non-skin side. You're going to go skin side down and you should hear that nice loud sizzle. Again, that's how we're going to get a nice crispy chicken skin on the breast here. And we're just going to leave that alone. We're not going to shake the pan or do anything else. You can tip the pan to move the oil around a little bit, but that's really all we need to do. And we're going to let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes. All right, so the way you get good color and good flavor on chicken is to use high heat and to leave it alone once it goes in the pan, which is what I've done here. It gets that nice golden brown color. We're going to cook it on the second side for another 2 or 3 minutes to get the other side browned as well. Alright, so I gave my tongs a wash. We got the other side of that chicken nicely browned. I'm going to take it off the heat. We're going to come back to this pan. I'm going to transfer the whole thing into a baking sheet lined with foil, and then put this into a 400-degree oven. The recipe card says for about 25 minutes. I'm going to come back and check it at the 20-minute mark. Okay guys, so I just put the chicken in the oven. Now actually I guess we probably could have done this step while the chicken was roasting in the pan, but perfectly fine. We're going to finish off the potatoes as the directions ask or tell us to. We've got our potatoes which we softened up, toss them in a mixing bowl. We got the cream in there. Let me make sure we got everything. We got everything but a tablespoon of shallot. I think that's about half the shallots. Half of the Parmesan cheese, which we're going to call that much. And then salt and pepper per the directions. I would highlight on these directions. Potatoes can use quite a bit of salt, so I would go kind of liberal with the salt. And then we're just going to come and mix this together and then add it to a dish. I'll come back once I get everything here incorporated. Okay, so I've mixed together our potatoes with our cream here. The one thing you want to be careful to do is just be gentle with the potatoes. You don't really want to break them up. And it says go into a casserole dish. I have this nice, it's a non-stick pan that can go in the oven. You definitely need something oven-proof. You also need something of the appropriate size. Most casserole dishes, at least most of mine, are quite big. And if this spreads out to just one layer, you're not really going to get the effect that you want. So you want to use something small if you've got it. We're going to spread it out evenly. And I'd say mine is probably 3 to 4 potato slices deep. And then we've got the rest of our Parmesan cheese. I'm going to sprinkle over. I would find it tough out of these bags. I'm just going to throw it in my hand and then throw the Parmesan over our what do we call them? Potatoes here. Make sure we get it all out. And then this is going to go in the same oven, 400 degrees with the chicken. And that's going to the milk is going to evaporate, the potatoes are going to thicken it, the cheese is going to melt, and hopefully this comes out perfect. Alright, so this is the same pot we cooked our potatoes in, and I like that Home Chef has us using the same pot. That was a half a cup of water. Here go in our sliced carrots. To that we're going to add some brown sugar that came in the package, if we can, as my kids come busting into the room. Hey, this is real cooking. I'm doing the real reviews, and you're doing the real watching, I hope. So that was brown sugar in. That was, oops. That was, I think I just lost a little piece of paper in there, but we'll fish that out. That was the butter in there. A pinch of salt. A pinch of pepper is going to go in. We're going to bring this to a simmer, covered. I'm just going to mix it gently together. All those that sugar and the butter is just going to kind of melt in there. This is a pretty common way. I wouldn't really call it boiled carrots. There isn't a lot of water in there. This is kind of like glazing the carrots. We're going to cover it. We're going to bring it to a simmer for 8 to 7 minutes. Okay, so after 5 minutes or so, we're going to go check on our carrots. They are just barely starting to get tender. I can see though that the water in there, a little cloudy and murky. That's actually a good thing. That's out of the sugar and the butter. I'm going to uncover it now and just let it continue to cook until they get to the right tenderness for me. That water is going to evaporate and essentially become a nice little sauce in there for us. Alright guys, so my chicken has been in for about 20 minutes or so. I like to check chicken with a instant read thermometer like this. I'm reading 172. This is the bigger one, so I know that one is going to be perfect. You do want to let the chicken rest. So pull it out of the oven and then just set it aside. I just looked at our potatoes and they're getting nicely brown, but I'm going to let them go for another 5 minutes or so while our chicken rests back here. I'm going to grab our ingredients. This is the pan we seared the chicken off first with. I'm going to grab the ingredients to make our sauce while our chicken rests. I've got our carrots here. This is where it all comes together. It gets a little hectic, but just be relaxed, take your time. Water's almost out of here. Carrots are nice and tender, or getting close to tender. Alright, so I got the pan back over the heat here. We're going to do kind of medium-high heat to get it a little warmed up. I got 1/3 of a cup of water. You can hear a little bit of that sizzle. I'm also going to grab a spatula here. And we're going to scrape up the bottom of the pan. And then they gave us a packet of this Demi Glaze here. We're going to add the Demi Glaze to the pan, which is really just kind of like a thickened, deep, dark, rich chicken stock. In this case, you can do it with beef stock. And then the remaining shallots that we had before. And we're just going to mix this together and let it reduce down on a simmer to form our sauce for our chicken. This is going to thicken up in just a couple minutes as it lightly simmers. Alright, so as our sauce reduces, I'm going to go ahead and pull our potatoes out of the oven. You can see it's got that nice brown crust on it. This I like to let rest for a couple minutes as well. So I'm just going to set it back there. Our carrots now are done. You do want to give them a little bit of a knife test. I'm going to go ahead and use scissors to figure out, are they too tender, well, not too tender, are they too hard? If so, you can just continue to cook them a little bit more. These look pretty good though. That sauce is reduced down to almost nothing. Our sauce here continues to reduce. We got this, we got this. Alright, I think we're just about ready to plate it up as soon as our sauce hits the right consistency. Alrighty, let's go ahead and plate up our chicken gratin. We got chicken Parisian Bistro chicken, I think. So we've got our glazed carrots here. I'm going to go ahead and throw half of those on the plate. We got a chicken breast. We'll lay that kind of right on the chicken, or right on the chicken breast. You know what? I'm going to use my napkin to hold my gratin, because that's still a little bit heavy. This is certainly, it's more than enough potatoes, I think, for 2 people. We're going to go ahead, this is going to be a nice kind of rich dish. It certainly kind of tightened up the way it should have. I tend to think that it's going to look awfully soupy when you put a gratin like that together, but it does. The potatoes kind of naturally thicken everything up. We've got our chive that we chopped for a little garnish. That's going to pop on the plate. And then last but not least, this is our little pan sauce, which we're going to go kind of right over the top. We're going to save some for number 2. And there. Looks like a hell of a chicken dish. We're gonna go ahead and take a couple pictures, and then we're gonna take a couple tastes. All right, guys. So the Home Chef chicken actually looks absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and let's dig in and give it a try. A nice manageable piece. Get some sauce on that chicken for sure. And chicken's tender. Tastes like chicken. The sauce is actually really good. It's not deep, dark. It could use some herb, maybe if there's some thyme or something like that. You got to throw it in, but I like how it's mixed with the glazed carrot sauce as well. I like the timing on the carrots. I think I cooked maybe a little bit less time than what the suggestion was. And then let me give the potatoes a try. But the potatoes cooked very nicely. I would again cut a few minutes off. And the potatoes are quite nice too. You know, I think this is a winner. Very well composed, well cooked. Instructions were clear. Again, I might switch around a little bit of the time and do things simultaneously, but you know, the way they structured it, a little bit easier than having multiple things going. It does get a little hectic at the end trying to put everything together, but again, I think everybody can manage. I'm going to give Home Chef another thumbs up on this one. Good job, and I will see you next time on No Recipe Required. So that was Home Chef's Parisian Bistro bone-in chicken. That is a mouthful, but you know what? Actually, it tasted pretty good going in my mouth when it was all cooked. I like the carrots, I like the potatoes, the chicken was well done. Really what makes a chicken dish like this is the sauce, and this one come together pretty well. Easy to do, thumbs up. I think this one's gonna be a winner, and go ahead, give it a try. Let me know how it goes.